So a school district, a quasi-government agency, has no ability or capacity to control their own expenses because they are forced into a monopoly with the city's, the regional solid waste system, and they have to spend money for services and values they're not getting in return. Private companies, they move out of the city. They get away from that kind of monopoly. They want to be able to control their costs. The waste stream, the city just says they have control of it, but that's really the byproducts of manufacturing and businesses that are operating is they still own these materials. The city thinks it's garbage and they own it. It really isn't up to them. It's up to the individual companies and the individual citizens. If the citizens don't comply, or if a company doesn't want to comply, they will move. They're not going to pay $100 a ton. If they can get $50 or $70 a ton somewhere else, why would they? It's not, you're not looking to raise your cost of doing business. You're looking to lower your cost of doing business. Private businesses and these independent agencies have the incentive to lower their own costs, but not the city. The city gets rewarded for raising the costs. And on top of it all, they add a 25% utility tax, which is why we have Spokane City is kind of regionally known as being very, very expensive and non-responsive. And what we do to our regional partners, our neighbors, we hammer them pretty hard on our utilities. We're not good neighbors. And that's why a lot of these jurisdictions are divorcing. They don't want to do business with the city of Spokane. And I don't blame them. And what I want to do in my administration is make sure that their long-term cost of utilities and how we're going to handle our garbage in 20, 30, 50, or 100 years, we want to look at that hard. We want to, if we get good planning and we get good value in this over time, the cost of garbage, the cost of water, the cost of all these utilities should go down so we become attractive compared to the other larger metropolitan areas that we are actually competing for businesses, for jobs. We want them to come here, but we can't expect people to come here if our own city officials are oblivious to the cost of running these services. We manage assets. The city controls a lot of assets and can derive good value for our citizens and the companies that situate here, that site their businesses here. But if we're not providing that value, if we're not running those assets to good value, we are creating a disincentive for growth and prosperity. And that's what Mike for Spokane and myself as mayor want to do in my administration, is to reduce these costs of utilities and make sure there's good transparency about just what we're really paying for it and where we're getting the environmental value and where we're just getting smoke. And that's one of the things I'm going to focus on in my campaign, and hopefully either my administration or whoever is mayor of Spokane, they will look hard at these services, because that really is the true function and responsibility of city government. It's not to tell us what we think about who we should bake a cake for. It's not to tell us who we should give stuff away for. It's not to get into the lives of individual citizens. It's to deliver these basic services that are so key to the prosperity and the expansions of economic growth and the increasing the quality of life in Spokane. And hopefully you'll join with me in helping to make that happen. Thanks.